This meditation aims to set the tone for this project by explaining how it came to be, what it hopes to do, and the accountability I want to create space for. I have deeply appreciated mindfulness since it became a formative part of my recovery from having an eating disorder following my first year of university. I was first exposed to the Western scientific mindfulness-based stress reduction approaches and found them incredibly healing. Over time, though, I wanted to continue learning about mindfulness and meditation and began to learn about its Buddhist histories, lineage, and practices. However, while I found incredible wisdom and insight in Buddhist traditions, I ultimately found that I could not authentically participate in them because of hierarchies that went unquestioned, explicit homophobia and queerphobia, and frankly, a lack of commitment to the political change I believe we need to see in our lives. I struggled with the question of what to do next, and quite frankly, I don't have to put up with queerphobia and homophobia. Life is too short. However, I also found an emptiness in what Ron Purser calls McMindfulness, or the completely corporatized, health ideology-derived interpretations of mindfulness. This is the culture you find in popular meditation apps, in overwhelmingly white health and culture lifestyle understandings. And these understandings do not problematize how our culture creates painful thoughts and feelings. Instead, they seek to turn mindfulness into a capitalist productivity tool that helps people fit into unjust, inhumane neoliberal institutions. To quote David Forbes writing on this, citizens don't get chances to influence the decisions that affect them. They get a mindfulness session. I've tried to find something that combines these and haven't found something that I feel honestly is truly satisfactory, which is what this project hopes to do. I have wanted a space that weaved anti-oppression into mindfulness. Being an organizer is emotionally demanding, and organizers need time, space, and practices for self-care. But I wanted a mindfulness that was explicitly connected to political organizing for inclusive social change. Mindfulness has so much to offer organizers in asking what we pay attention to, in exploring how we could dissolve our egos to reduce our cravings, in the prospect of becoming aware of internalized patterns of patriarchy, white supremacy, capitalism, and colonialism, of how we can be mindful and show up in our relationships, of how we can be aware of our connection to and interdependence with all beings. But it is essential to be honest that appropriation is real. The mindfulness thinking I am drawing on is an appropriation of Buddhist philosophy and thought. It has a kind of cachet and brand and attractiveness that draws people to it, based off uncompensated emotional labor done by people of color. But what I have also learned in my organizing is that being afraid of making mistakes can often hold us back from creating the world we want. We are going to make mistakes. And while we may make mistakes that cause harm, if we are able to be accountable, to invite critical feedback, to listen and validate the hurt we may cause, if anything I do or say is something you find problematic, is something you want to give feedback about, please reach out to me. I want to continue these conversations and I want to be accountable. I don't want a mindfulness practice that sits and focuses on breathing while the world quite literally burns. That doesn't inspire me. So I want to finish this reflection and start this project by quoting Alicia Garcia when she said, "Are we prepared to be the first movement in history to learn how to work through anger, to not get rid of it or suppress it, to learn how to get through it together for the sake of what is on the other side?"